tiny photograph. Yeah. Can I post it? I hope you like the streaming.
Please don't do that.
Why not?
We're actually live.
That's great.
Just making it a little bit smaller. I think it's fine.
Ist egal. Du bist unscharf.
Just take a seat.
Du setzt dich schon auf die Tür.
Hey, Daniel, you have... No. I wanted to escape.
Okay, so welcome back to this Zoom, and just a few finishing words. And once again, Mentimeter, we want some feedback from you. So we did in our workshop some feedback, questionnaires. Sometimes we let, if there was time enough, the students should build models about their experience of the workshop of the day. And now we will ask you, at the end of this long day, about your experience, what you have seen, what you have heard, what you experienced and did yourself. So, take out your smartphones. You're already accustomed to the procedure. Now, I'm not sure if you already did this in one of the workshops in the morning, because we use Mentimeter for a voting platform where you pose a question and have different answers. But a very good way to use Mentimeter is to let them create a word cloud. Describe your experience. We used it to describe the mood of the picture, and now we will ask describe your experience of this day in 3 nouns.
In the right spelling.
Hopefully in the right spelling. Yes, in English I've been thinking about that, but it's if you mix English and German, it will be difficult. So let's say we do it in English. Take your time. First words I'm hearing. So the code is 815181. And you can see the and the interesting thing is when few people choose the same words and it gets bigger and bigger, just to give you an inspiration. see how it works. You evidently all of you had quite fun. The rest isn't that very fun. And what you can see here is a good example. You're getting more and more words describing the feelings, the mood, the experience the pupils had in the workshop, covering nearly all the aspects that could be found in the painting. And here we have many aspects like fun, humor, but also inspiration, creativity. Art is not so big, but it is quite interesting because downstairs in the atelier we had a short discussion and exchange, and one of my colleagues, Xenia from Novi Sad, said something very important. We don't have to forget it's about art. What we are doing is working on works of art, so they are really an important point of the whole method, of the whole program. Unexpected, I like this very much. It was very unexpected for us too. And so it's nice to see that it was also unexpected for at least some of you. Exchange is a very important aspect, because it's all about exchange of opinions, of ideas, exchange both in language but also with models, to share things is at the core of exchange. I like this togetherness. I like this very much. And it has been inspiring for all of us. And we hope that this was really inspiring for you, to give you an idea of what we developed, what was a really new and unexpected experience. I would like to use this conclusion round also for asking you, are there still any questions you would like to pose? Are there things that are still open for a short discussion? Then this would be the moment where we can do it.
So if there are questions, doubts, ideas that should have been put forward, that is the moment.
You already told as much, and I think it's a nice word cloud that has been created here, but still perhaps somebody wants to just, I want to say something. Hear me.
You want to be like
Okay.
A question for you, being an outsider. Thank you for this invitation. My strong wish would be, how do you plan to go on with these achieved results? What are the next steps? Because it is really a great achievement to do that, the archive projects of the youth. Just to circulate, do you have any plans?
So you would say that the manual and this conference is a possible start of dissemination of the whole idea, of course. And I can say that.
The MOOC will be available for everybody for free. And probably we will be making a German version and a Slovenian version. But what I would like to point out here is what you're saying. Fun. So you know that playing is a way, the right way to learn. Yeah, this neuroscientific demonstrated. And you say two different things here, which are very important: creativity and dialogue. So in the previous room where we've been, downstairs in the studio, I was placing a question: what are we doing with this creativity and with the dialogue? It's getting lost because we don't have yet a community. So I think we need to come together somehow. I don't know how, I don't know when, but we have to do it in a way that there is a lot of knowledge on the museums, on the schools, and the topics that you are dealing with, the painting, are actual social issues that I think somehow we have a great opportunity for getting involved in the society, making a legacy of something that is hanging in your walls since 500 years ago that has been painted, dealing with some social issues that are present today, and by the experience that the partners of the project are telling is that the kids are willing to talk about that. So maybe we may feel that we are not ready, but that's not true. What we have to do is to join other people and bring other people into the group that has the necessary expertise that we are lacking of, and then together do something else. But we have to do something with this. We cannot say, this is hurrah, another European project, and it's finished. You know, the KHM is a flag, it's a ship flag, I would say. It's a Titanic, not because they will collapse. But, you know, it's a huge flag ship, you know, and it's really, and Novi Sad, you know, Novi Sad is very flexible. So one of the things that in the exercise that you were doing now was creating those questions. These are the questions that you think you should ask, but you didn't have the chance to ask your students. Then when you place your students, which is what you do in business or in a startup, you prototype something and then you go and you test on the market and they will tell it works or not. Then bring your clients, bring your students to co-design all this kind of workshop and listen to them. This is something that we really need to do. So, because it's a win-win learning situation. And yeah, in the case of Novi Sad, we were thinking on St. Valentine's Day, what is love? Why we don't take the Legos to the main square of this town? And we said, well, that's a crazy idea. And they did it. Yeah, and they were out with the Legos, with the table, to talk to the people. So, you know, we need to drop these kind of barriers in a way that we get more feedback and we use the knowledge that we possess to create this community on experience. She was telling an experience. You want to tell again the experience? Come here to my side. Be famous for 2 minutes. Come here. 2 minutes, and not 15 minutes, just 2 minutes. Tell your story about the building of the home and the reaction of these kind of things.
So perhaps just to frame it a little bit, it was, we were talking about, there are topics that are really burning a little bit because they are so powerful. But it's because of the artworks they are so powerful. They have sometimes even problematic subjects. Topics can turn up in these workshops. But I think it is really crucial and very important to deal with this, because they are very problematic topics in our time. And the museum and programs like this are a possibility to talk with the young people about this and to make them feel a certain experience and not to be afraid to be confronted by problematic situations. And I think you really had a small activity that will show perfectly what it can be, just a small part of the workshop.
Okay, so that small part of the workshop referred to a topic of home. And what does a home mean to anyone? So we make that question to students, and they build their own home, or whatever they mean when they think about home. So it doesn't have to be a building, really. And kids try to make anything out of it. But most usually it is a building where there are families and so on. So we try to think about how can we make them experience that emotion that the noun of home takes with it. And for them to really feel it, we thought that we can give, when they build a home, they can give to a person next to them. So they do that after they presented their home, they give their home to a person sitting next to them, and then we say, now destroy that home. And when they hear that question and they hear that order, they're like, why do we need to destroy it? And I'm like, just destroy it. And of course they don't like it, or some people even like it. They like to destroy it. So at the end, they feel how difficult it is just to destroy a toy. And when they think about it's a real home, a real situation, they can feel the heaviness of the subject. So that's just one small part of the workshop, and they get involved in it much more. So that's one exercise. Can I go now?
Think for a moment in the exercise that you made today about the duck, that all the ducks are different. So how you communicate an idea that is in your brain, but everybody has a completely different interpretation. So it's so difficult, the communication problem, you think it's so obvious that there's only one way, but not. What if these ducks are different solutions or innovation for a common problem? How do you know which is the right innovation on this? So there are many possibilities, so, and if you put all the ducks together, that's a system thinking, because you were 12 people on the table thinking in something. So this is the next challenge that we need to face in institutions, in museums and in schools, that schools one thing, museums one thing, let's merge and make a prototype of something that we can do together and move ahead. And I know this is an utopia. I've been working with teachers for many years. They are framed by a curriculum, by a time, blah, 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 blah. But
it has to have other problems and afraid of other things.
So probably the first workshop is about finding touch points on common problems, that maybe we can work out a solution on this. I don't know, but we have to do something, definitely. And we're gonna make it happen. Yeah, we did once. Yeah, we never told this story, but I will tell you two very short stories. The first one, I had been a lot of under stress when this project was funded, because we co-wrote with Michelle and Sabina in Barcelona in a cafe. You know how you do, this is the napkin exercise that you write in the napkins and then blah, blah, blah. And at the end comes all this, what you experience today. But, train the Kunsthistorisches of the KHM, that's not a joke. I spent 2 months under stress trying to find out how I should do that. Because they were coming to Ljubljana and saying, what am I going to do? What can I teach them? It was a challenge, and after 3 days, they say, okay, we understand, but what? And then we have to reframe in real time, and then we unlock together this with a sample from Serbia, and then it roll out. But we didn't have any idea how to begin. Don't take that, because they will be in commission, will put a case on us. But it's true, we were totally lost on what to do and what the project is about. We knew that was something big, but we didn't have any idea, but we had to do it. And then at the end, it's one of the most important projects. It's not Lego, it's not bricks, it's the people that work in the project that found the right question, analyze the painting, make the facilitation, the group dynamic, all sorting all these kind of problems. There's a lot of brain always behind and discussions. Even the manual that you have, it's more than 400 emails cross coming and going to just to fix a manual, and that everybody is happy. And there are no conflicts in this partnership, which is an amazing thing. It's going absolutely smoothly, and it's fantastic. So is a proof that all these European projects must keep running, because in this case it's fantastic, really fantastic. So, and we are very diverse, I have to say. So, yeah, that's good, yeah.
Well, sometimes when you are outsider, you have the advantage to see things that you know from the internal position. So, thinking about, especially after our last part of the workshop with the lady that proposed the dancing, I think that another byproduct when this project is closed, because in the last programming period, and especially now, they're looking, the funding is oriented to startup. The project and the partnership is a startup to do something that has a commercialization potential in it. And if you go from the tourism planning point of view and focus on the experience, like the ideal experience we described there, which could be a unique experience. Imagine you're in a city that you don't know, in a very famous museum or site, and somebody is offering as a service for visitors this kind of interactive communication. I would run to go there, and like me, there are many, young and old. So it's really something that must be tested again, wrapped up, reflected, and can be really a source and resource and source of richness for either the cooperating organizations in a cluster form, or each one particularly spending time to create this product and the byproducts that come with it, postcards, digital editions, apps, anything, and convey the ultimate experience according to the selected artwork. So everybody who has been in the museum can go outside and say what he felt and saw, which is not the case today with many sites and museums. So congratulations on this.
Daniel, it was perfect conclusion words in a sort of way. So if there are no further questions, but still, I think you made perfect finale.
It's a grand finale.
Grand finale.
Tomorrow another one. We need Andrea Bocelli and Sarah Brightman saying it's time to say goodbye.
Thank you very much for coming, and I hope you really take with you something out. Perhaps would be some of help, some ideas for your own work. And just an organizational question in the end, if somebody needs any Bestätigung, then just come to me afterwards. Thank you very much, and a nice weekend and a nice evening, and simply goodbye.